Hey everyone, I'm Michael DiTullo. Welcome to my studio, and I know it's been a long time, but let's get into a sketch session. So happy 2025. I've made it a little bit of a New Year's resolution to do more actual sketch demo videos. A lot of you have been requesting that. I know I've just been doing quick time lapses for 2024, but I'm going to try to do a few more of these sketch videos for this year. Prompted by a lot of you making requests, but mostly prompted by my nephew, who is 9 years old and in his kind of supercar era. And so he specifically requested that I do a sketch of a supercar. And he gave me some ideas to go with, um, some older versus newer Lamborghinis and some older versus newer Koenigsegg's. He did a little 2x2 illustration for me to kind of get me going, which I thought was so awesome that I couldn't resist. So without any more preamble, let's jump into it. I'm not gonna lie, it's been a while since I've drawn a supercar, so I'm literally just starting with getting a perspective box. People really do this, we really make a perspective box to get things going so that we get everything in the kind of right proportion. Now that I got that set up, I'm really just kind of searching for the design, kind of blocking in the overall form and trying to figure out like how can I divide this up? How can I articulate it? Just starting with some really wide shoulders and a kind of faceted front face. Now that I've got that done, I'll flip the sketch over so I can see my errors, put a new layer on top, and start tracing up what I liked from the original sketch. Really starting to get these lines kind of flowing around. It's one of the things I love about a good supercar design. It's not designed in side view. The lines flow from the front to the side to the back. And this very kind of cockpit-like, centered in greenhouse with some really big rear haunches. Then I'm going to do it again. Second overlay, new layer on top. You can see now that I'm being a little bit more intentional with each overlay. This line work is much cleaner, but I'm still designing as I go. Like, oh, maybe this front splitter integrates a little bit differently. Maybe there's a little bit more thickness to this kind of chin. And then maybe move away from the kind of light bar thing that's going on with so many cars and do more of a isolated headlight and have a front vent kind of wrap around that, go into the headlight. Again, I love how kind of the lines can kind of touch each other and all connect together. I liked the way this kind of front hood was looking, but maybe the C-pillar can be a little bit more interesting with a little jog here. And the windshield doesn't feel like it comes far enough forward. So notice I'm pulling that quite a bit more forward. Seeing that passenger side rear wheel kind of pop up over the back of the cockpit pit because of our extreme perspective. And then always kind of adding in some things like door cuts and my center line to kind of make sure I'm getting the form right and adjusting as I go. Maybe that passenger side fender was a little too extreme. And then I love kind of sketching in an interior. It always kind of makes the sketch a little bit more believable when you can throw a little interior and perspective in there. You're going to change that vent on that rear wheel well and have that form kind of come down, almost like the cockpit comes down really low. And now that I've got my basic design in, I could start adding some more hatching, some details in the wheels, and really starting to kind of define that form a little bit more, pulling those shadows. I'm going to first kind of black out the greenhouse and then show how some light might hit on that as I start to add some shading, pulling out that other side. I'm always flipping the sketch, trying to see how things look. Maybe push and pull things a little bit here and there to make that front wheel a little bigger. I'm going to detail out the front headlight, and then starting to add some reflections in that greenhouse, some more details with that hood split. And so just kind of like, see how I kind of build up the sketch, it's like layer on top of layer on top of layer. All right, now that the design is set, I can start adding color. What's a good supercar color? Orange, right? It's poppy orange. I got that color blocked in, and I'm blocking in some highlights. Just real rough, real loose. Maybe some reflected light coming from over there on the passenger side. Notice I kind of deepened up some of the darks, and now I'm gonna blast out my wheels and add a new kind of repetitive wheel detail that I think is a little bit more fresh. And you know what, people? I just don't like that headlight. The headlight looks too stock, looks too off the shelf. I want to do something a little taller that comes up into the wheel well, feels a little bit fresher and kind of flows with the form a little bit. I think that's feeling a little bit better. I'm going to tighten up some of those highlights as I go along and just kind of make sure everything is looking good, turning off layers, turning on, kind of making sure everything kind of comes together. And that's our final design. Not bad for being a little rusty. Haven't probably done one of these demo videos in almost a year. Um, it's okay supercar, maybe a little bit generic, but it's fun looking. It's got some fun details going on. All right, everyone. I hope you enjoyed that video. Um, the final sketch was okay. You know, it's good. It's good. I think I could do better, but I got to get back into the groove of these. So bear with me. If you like this, do me a favor, hit like, hit subscribe, share it with a friend. A share goes a long way. Share it with, if you're in school, share it with your classmates. And I'll see you around for the next one of these, all right? Take it easy.